Hello, my name is Grian, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. As you can see, I'm chilling in my little relaxation area because I've basically been away for a week, as I said in my last episode, and that didn't actually stop me doing some work. In the few hours that I was home and able to do something, I was doing something. But I'm now back at it, and it is time to get started. So time to get these little fellas off of my shoulders and go and hop back into work straight away. No. I practiced that so much. I practiced pulling up at the last second, and yet when it comes to actually recording, I mess it up. Unbelievable. You know, there's not really a way into my base. If I don't respawn inside my base, there's not a way. But fortunately, because I've been transporting some villagers, I actually created this little walkway, which is very, very handy. Thanks to Iskal, I actually have a villager ready to go into the system. You know what? That was so embarrassing. I want to try it again. I don't want it to end like, oh, look at that. Yep. Typical. Right, let's do it again. But this time, I'm going to show you how it was really supposed to go. So, let's jump back into things here. Let's do it again. Look, this is how it was supposed to go. You meant to pull up at the last second and then just float down. I do that so many times, but the one time I record... Anyway, last episode, I was completing the potato tube. Now, I've actually got my hands on some farmers. They are in there doing all the farming. And it wasn't actually Mumbo that gave them to me in the end. He couldn't get many farmers, but Iskal also has one, and he has provided me with lots of brown coats. So, basically, these guys have been really, really productive. There's a lot of potatoes and carrots coming down the system. Now, I was thinking I can produce some kind of, like, mini emerald farm. So, for that, I'm going to need some more farmers. It's actually really cool to see this, how it works. Like, it basically pumps them all the way down. These guys collect it and they just send it on their way. So it's like these guys are all working together to send down all of the potatoes into here. But I do need to actually create some more space. Anyway, let's send in our first trader, shall we? So... Oh no. He was right here. I was saving him. I had him ready. I was gonna call him Bill. I even had a name tag for him. I left a space open here, and he's gone in that time? This is really tragic, like, he's just left an empty minecart. He was right here, I swear, I left him. I'm actually a little bit upset here, I enjoyed his company. Anyway, we're gonna have to go and get another one from Iskal's base. For those of you wondering about my missing trident from the live stream, yep, we went and did some end raiding and stuff, and I threw my trident into the void like an idiot. I've got the trident back, but it's not quite the same. It was very stupid of me. Okay, so I've got some here. Thanks to Iskal, I actually have a bunch of these guys. So this one is the actual farmer. This is the one we're going to take with us on a journey. Looks like he's, like, properly looking into the ocean. I'm taking him on a tour of Hermitcraft. Through the ice, Bill, we go, and on your right, you'll see Stress Monster's Castle, founded at the beginning of the season, and is continually being worked on to this day. And if you look to the left, you will see some polar bears in their natural habitat, floating. And on your left, you will see the random crafting table, a staple product of the Hermitcraft server, where people don't clean up after themselves. Absolutely disgraceful. And straight ahead, you will see the beginnings of the futuristic East Line, part of the Hermitcraft rail network, due to be completed sometime in the far future. This is pretty cool, actually. It feels odd to give a tour. And we're nearly there. And if you would look straight ahead, you will see the best base on the Hermitcraft server. No, I'm kidding. It is a pretty cool base, though, and I'm pretty happy that it's nearly finished. Alright, Bill. We're going straight in. Down we go. I really hope you're still back there, Bill. Yeah, okay, good. For some reason, we're now under... Bill, please tell me you're not drowning. Bill, please do not start drowning. The Titanic is sinking. Alright, let's get you out of there, Bill. And let's get you onto a minecart. There we go. And he's in. Hey guys, I've prepared a villager. I totally didn't mess up the first time. Right, let's send him down into his little trading slot. And timber. And now I can trade with this guy at will. So I basically grab some potatoes and carrots. And if I have enough of these guys, I can basically just get unlimited emeralds. Or at least a lot of emeralds. So I might actually, because of the carrots and the potatoes, they're going to max out really quickly. So to make this more efficient, I should really create a small but efficient pumpkin and melon farm to make this work. And of course, his name is going to be as devastating as the other ones. We've got Garoth, Eater of Worlds. We've got like Balrog, World Eater, you know, stuff like that. This guy's going to have an equally awful name, Bill. Destroyer of my last name tag. Oh, no, 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 no. How did you get in here? Don't worry, Bill. I got your back. But I'm not sure where that zombie just came from. I think I'm going to safely lock these guys away. Pretty sure that nothing should get to these guys, but just in case, I think we got to seal this off down here. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to need Iskal to provide me a few more farmers. Also, guys, you weren't supposed to tell him about the Iskal Architect lol. Give me a chance to send it myself. He's been asking me on the side, you know, he's like, hey, Grian, what is Iskal Architect lol? And I'm like, it's nothing. Come on, guys. I can't come up with a good excuse. Just give me a moment and we'll invite him in our own way. Don't you worry about that. Now, today, I've not just been filling up the potato tube with world eaters and world destroyers and Bill. I have actually worked on and finished the majority of the ARCHITECH train station platform, which I'm really, really excited to show you. So, here's a little time lapse of how that went down. So, basically, let's kick this off with how it all went down. I started by forgetting to press F1. Now, this footage is particularly interesting because I then shaved off that entire island and lowered it a few blocks below sea level. However, during this recording, my cat, my dearly beloved Maui, decided he was going to walk all over my keyboard. And this is what it looks like when your cat walks on your keyboard. It just descends into the void, and fortunately I realized and was able to bring it back. So I've got myself a little underwater island, and it actually took a really long time to do. I agreed with Mumbo to get rid of that island, so no worries, there was no plans for it, and it was kind of in the way. So I decided that I was going to cover it in sand and actually make it look somewhat nice, even if it does stand out just a little bit. Then I got going on the actual platform. Now, I wanted to keep this super simple, so I went for an ovular shape and kept it within the cyan terracotta, the white concrete, and the cyan glass theme that I've got going on between mine and Mumbo's base. So I also wanted to try and theme it Architect, because obviously the two members of Architect, Mumbo and myself, are the only people that this platform services. So I decided to just make it all to do with that. So I created this weird egg shape with glass so you can see through the bottom, and then I just added a giant A, which I have actually typified by putting a bit of sea lanterns in the middle and then a quartz A of some kind. It kind of varies depending on the size of the A, but overall I think this has ended up looking really quite nice. I did have to make it oddly thick for it to work, and then I gave it a little bit of detail around underneath, and then it was done. And after I finished the platform, so I basically removed that island, created the platform, created the giant Architect logo, I think that this looks really, really cool. And from the air, if you take a substantial leap backwards and you like admire this whole thing, in the setting, it looks really, really cool. I think it fits in with both mine and Mumbo. Wait, no. mine and Mumbo's base. However, people will say, undoubtedly, that it looks like it's not in the middle. It looks like it's closer to Mumbo's base than it is to mine. It's not. It just looks that way because my base, I counted the outside of my base to be this outer ring here and not the bit in the middle. And I counted the outside of Mumbo's base to be just on the outside of that ring there. So, just because of the way that our bases are, it looks like it's closer to Mumbo's, but it's actually directly in the center of the two bases, which is what I meant about mathematically correct, but visually incorrect. So it's not moving. It's far too late for that. And it also gives me another thing to fly through. So I've also created the actual lines, and you can see here I've been counting out the way. I actually created some support beams, a few designs, but I've settled on an altogether more simpler one, just a very simple like Y shape, and it's got quite annoyingly a 2-block center. Basically, because I went mathematically correct on the center of the platform, it had a 2-block center between mine and Mumbo's bases. So yeah, it's got a 2-block center, which is different from all the other parts of the network, but I thought it was about time to actually get this finished, because I've been threatening to do this for a long time, but I've kept it nice and simple, as I really planned to, but I think it's also in theme, and it works really well. And there's also the option to continue it all the way onwards to X's base, which is somewhere over here with a geometrical themed base. Either way, I'm very happy with how this project's gone, and this actually looks really cool. It took a long time to actually make this island work, but after terraforming it, I was actually going to make it like coral reef, but just because the water is deep ocean, it didn't really look right. In other news, I've also created my second Did You Die box, all the way finished, and I'm now working on my third. So it's getting there. It's just, you know, it's a very expensive process, and look at the multicolored mess of shulker boxes. Honestly, at this point, unless somebody is going to make me a sorter, this isn't going anywhere. I have at least put sand in the yellow shulker boxes, but that's because that's going to be for a different project. But either way, I'm going to quickly... Oh, I've just seen a mistake in that, and it's bugging me already. I've missed a block. But I'm going to basically finish off all of these supports and get this done. Now, this here, I've been wondering what this mystery square of glass has been for a long time. This is actually the East Station in the Hermitcraft rail network, which I did not know. Now that that's done, Mumbo and I can actually work on the project that we had a meeting about, which is actually not going to be called a maison. Now, I actually read a lot of your guys' suggestions. Now, a couple of people, only 2, I must have had several thousand suggestions. A lot of them were like Hermitzon or Hermitcraftzon, something like that. But a couple of people said Sahara, because, you know, it's the Amazon rainforest and it's the Sahara desert. So they're kind of like, you know, opposites in a way, but on the same line of thinking. So this project is officially going to be called the Sahara Project, or just Sahara for short. I think this is going to be excellent. And you can see there's a couple of red terracotta here, and you can see it marks out a big square right here, and then the rail network goes around it. That's because this is going to be where the Sahara headquarters is going to be made. And there's even more space over here as well, and it's all going to be linked up and end up right here at the shopping district. Now, this is technically the futuristic district, but the problem is nothing's really been built here. The 2 people that are building in the futuristic district are in the ocean. So I don't actually know what the style of this whole thing will actually look like. The only person living here is TFC, and his house hasn't changed since day 1. It's even got a Grian head on it. So yeah, this hasn't changed since day 1. This is TFC's vault. So I'm not actually sure what this is going to look like. I'm going to have to do some major experimentation, and I'm going to have to consult with Mumbo. But I think the first thing that we're going to have to do is invite Iskal. And that, I think, will have to wait to the next episode. And after a little bit of work, I have added every single pillar in here now. I actually really think that the spacing here is okay. I was going to have double the amount. You can see that little marker right there, but I think it would be way too cluttered, especially given like how much open space there is between my base, Mumbo's base, and the platform. But I think that this looks pretty good, even if it doesn't actually match up with the rest of the rail network. So all there is left for me to do is to remove all of this sand over there and over here, and then I think we will be able to tell Ren that our job here is done. Whoa. Sorry? What the heck was that? Wait, where did it go? No, where did it go? What was that? What was that? What? Sorry, I am the only person online. I can't believe I missed that. I couldn't see it because I fell off the rail. No, I've gone off the rail, guys. There's just a pickle here. What on earth was that? Either someone's playing a really dirty trick on me, or it was just a mob that had... No, but why would the mob be invisible? I mean, that's really, really weird. I'm really freaked out, actually. What on earth? Well, either way, we are now completely finished with this part of the line. Actually, I need to go and fix that over there because I need a few more rails to finish this off. So now that the track is actually built, I do actually need to add some more things, unfortunately, because I need to power the rails. And this is actually the red district line. So Ren told me that I have to include some kind of red into it. So I was thinking what I could do is perhaps either side of these pillars, I could add some redstone blocks, some paints to connect them up, and this will add the dash of red that Ren says I need to have in order for this to be, you know, labeled correctly on the right district line. Because they're all color-coded, apparently, which I didn't actually realize. And then I just put loads of powered rails along here. Let's actually go and take a look how that looks. It's not as clean, but it does actually work, and it will give it that dash of red that it desperately requires. And I've added all of the powered rails now, all the way along. It adds that splash of red that Ren wanted. I think he can't really complain. I guess I'll go and let him know that that's now finished and he can inspect it in his own time. But for now, I think I've got to give it at least one test just to make sure that it works. So Mumbo's already said that he's going to be doing all of the technical stuff here to make it stop-start when we want. It's probably not exactly... It's not even, probably barely 5 minutes of work there. Definitely less than building this whole thing. However, I just want to make sure that this works. So it powers it. Does it give you enough oomph to get to the next one? Just about. Man, these powered rails really don't do an awful lot, do they? I may need to add more in here, because this is slow. Or maybe I'm just used to traveling really, really fast. I suppose it's meant to be nice and therapeutic, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's no end. Grian, sitting on the seafloor. No, don't worry. No more songs. No more songs. And now we can finally move on with Project Sahara. But I think that's probably all that I have time for today. So basically, I've got back from my week away in Norway, and I have got back and jumped straight into it by building the ARCHITECH platform and part of the rail network, and I have got some villagers in my potato tube, and we saw a very weird pickle-related incident, I guess. I think a mob was probably invisible somehow and just was chilling, but I literally am the only person online, so I don't understand at all. I've got my trading villagers here, Bill. You don't have a name yet. You know what? In the comments, let me know who this guy is, or girl. Who is this? What's their name? What's their story? Where have they been? And I am actually accumulating a bunch of emeralds, having spent the 3 stats that Impulse gave me. And I'm slowly accumulating all of this. So I basically just take all this, pass it over to Bill, he passes me the money, job done, bingo bango, we're pretty rich. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry it's a little bit slower. I am definitely getting back into things now, and hopefully we'll have the next episode ready for you very, very shortly. Okay, goodbye!